No, that would have been so bad.
That would have been outstanding.
Would that have been bad, Colin? Would that have been bad? If that
Way worse
happened?
than this. This is fine. We're fine.
I mean,
what are you worried about?
And welcome to Khyber Shards, a 5th edition actual play show set in the Eberron Campaign Setting. I'm Philip.
I'm Eric.
I'm Colin.
I'm Moray.
And I'm Casey.
Welcome to another episode. Colin, what happened last time?
Hang on, I'm going to have my phone tell you. Just kidding. No.
You wish
went
you had
to
thought
meet
of it.
Tommel. And it went demandingly.
Everyone gave hugs. It was,
Yeah. Yeah.
Wouldn't
it
say
was
it
very.
went poorly though.
It did not go as it could have. We were given our job, which is to steal a dragonhide map from Forgotten Things
Places.
and Forgotten Places. Forgotten Things
Forgotten
is a real store, I
Nouns.
think. Forgotten, is that what we're going to call it? Forgotten Nouns? Oh no, it's Remembered Things. I'm lost. Why do you have me do recaps ever? My ADD kicks in. And then we split up, and Ari and Shade headed to the Wayfinders, and Esri and Pog decided to go work on their subtlety at Forgotten Places. We have located the map. Yeah, well, I did come to find out in retrospect that's what we were doing. Seat of our pants. We have located the map. And that's where we're at right now.
Excellent. So, you all you two re-emerge into the marketplace, and we are going to cut to Shade and Ari. So, you have a bit of a longer walk. You're actually probably walking through the marketplace because, well, the marketplace is this giant circle in the middle of the city, so it's kind of hard not to. And especially considering where you have to go, because where you have to go is the Temple District, which is up on the northwestern side of the city. And getting there without going to the marketplace would require you to walk through some, frankly, fairly fancy parts of town.
I'm a fancy fella.
Well, particularly, would have to walk basically right through the House Jarasco enclave. And I think that Ari would not choose to do that
Oh,
for a variety of reasons. But
You won't.
So you guys are probably crossing through the marketplace on your way to the Temple District. And your intention is to just go to the Wayfinders Foundation Guild House and see what you can find out.
Yep.
Right?
Yes. On the way,
Okay.
as soon as we parted ways with Pog and Esri, Shade would have just patted Ari on the shoulder wherever she can reach. She's short and he's tall. And just very, very awkward pat. And I'm really sorry about what happened to your parents.
thank you, Shade. It was, as you know, it was a while ago. So, it's easy for that kind of stuff those wounds open easily, I guess. So Tommel talking about the easiness with which other people can be cast aside during war. Yeah. So, but thank you. I appreciate it.
If you want to talk about it, or if you need a hug, I know that it was a long time ago, but I know that painful things still hurt. Cal, if you want to pet him, super good comforter. Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's just, I don't think I ever fully allowed myself, like, obviously in the moment, I was devastated and I cried and, but I don't know even today if I fully processed that what happened, I guess. Like, I know it happened. I know what I saw and what I felt, but I don't know. Like, there's still moments where I'll see something that I know my dad would have really liked, and there's still that reaction of like, oh, I'm gonna and then I remember, or something that I would have talked to my mom about, and I have to remind myself that that's not an option for me anymore. And so, yeah, I don't know. I thought it would just get easier over time, but I don't know.
Sometimes when I'm in the jungle and there's something scary, it is much easier to run away from it than fight it.
Yeah. 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 I get what you're saying. And I guess it's just one of those things at this point. What do you do? Like, they're gone, they're not coming back, and there's not really anything to be done about it. And I can't really talk to I can't reach out to my family because I doubt that there wouldn't be much of a point to it, I guess. So, but I'm glad that I found a new family, and I'm glad that you all are here, and I'm glad that you all know me and know who I am. Question for you, Casey. Would Shade have shared much about her family or anything like that over the years? Okay. So go ahead.
She's made references along the lines of the in-game references that I've made being left behind.
Gotcha. Then Ari would bring up, since it's not something solidified and it's the topic that we're talking about, what I feel like I've pretty much chewed your ear off when it comes to my familial situation. What happened to your family?
I don't. Which one? I don't. I don't know anything about my parents. I was found in the woods as a kid. So I don't know. So I'm sorry that you lost your parents, but I'm really glad that you had parents that loved you and that you knew. That sounds really nice.
Given what you just told me, this feels insensitive to say in this moment, but it was nice. I miss him, but
I bet.
We got work to do. Thanks, Shade.
Yes. Pat.
And Ari kind of pats your hand as you pat him.
Does she say pat aloud?
I just want to say it's a big missed fist bump opportunity. That's all I'm saying. That's the time for a fist
Pog's
bump.
thing. We're not going to encroach on Pog's thing, you know.
Right,
Storm Reach will be
absolutely.
taken over.
She
gonna be all
does
the
not, but
rage.
it does seem sad to make that choice.
Well, okay. So, coming across the marketplace, cutting a little through Old Gate, where on a very different part of it, but where you encountered the Otyug, you see a handful of Knights of Thrain dressed very similarly to Lady Taurus go by. They don't, accost you or anything. You do pass one of the oddities of Stormreach, which you would all be familiar with, but which we haven't really dealt with just because they're part of everyday life, but we haven't really been near one. You pass one of the circles of visions. So all over Stormreach, there are these little stone rings, or I should say rings of individual standing stones. And every so often, in the middle of them, well, this would not be the term that we would use in Eberron, but the only way I can really explain it is holographic. There is a holographic projection of something random. Usually, sometimes it's of a giant figure announcing something. Sometimes it's a horrifying vision of destruction. Sometimes it's a figure standing in the ring talking about nothing important at all. No one really knows what the circles of visions are for.
It's TikTok.
I was going to say,
It's literally TikTok.
It's advertising.
No one really knows what the circles of vision are for. Everyone assumes that they were built in the Age of Giants due to the fact that giants often feature quite heavily in them, though elves sometimes as well. No one knows if they were communication devices where the giants could talk to each other from one ring to another, or what their function was. But they are strange, and you walk past one where there is a large image, one that does appear quite often, of the same giant whose visage is on the massive statue that overlooks the harbor of Stormreach, who's usually believed to be the last emperor of the great giant empire, named Kulsir. And as you go by, he is declaiming something in
Do
giant.
I understand it?
You probably get one in about a dozen words. The main reason is this. It's like you're starting to learn Italian and you walked by someone speaking Latin.
Yeah.
There is some connection.
Talking about pizza.
Right. There is some connection, but it is at a distance.
Yeah.
Nope, he's talking about plazas.
Yeah. Piazza, Eric. Piazza. Anyway,
Like
so
the
you pass
baseball
through.
player.
Sure.
Topical and relevant.
Yeah.
You walk through into the temple district. The Wayfinder Foundation headquarters here is fairly easy to find. It's made, or it's been constructed inside an ancient temple from the Age of Giants, one of the more intact giant ruins on the surface of the city. In fact, one piece of the Wayfinder Foundation headquarters is actually on a tethered piece of floating city hovering near the top of the ruin. So the scope of this building is enormous. It's monumental, and monumental from the perspective of a being that's 20 to 30 feet tall. So the wide open doors are simply enormous. The flagstones of the place and the building blocks of the place are huge. And everywhere that there's been ruin, the Wayfinders have just built onto it. And so it has this very strange image of a once whole building that's now got human-sized pieces of structure just glommed onto the sides of it and into the middle of it. And it's very clear why its nickname among the Wayfinders is the Nest. So you come through the doors, and inside the main hall, which has been, restored, there are along the walls, in alcoves, there are display cases of various artifacts that Wayfinders have brought out of the various. All over the world. The Wayfinders are not exclusive to Zendrick; they are a global organization. Of artifacts from all over the world that the Wayfinders thought were just too awesome to sell to their clientele, and so have kept for display. And under each there is a plaque remarking on where the artifact is from, what a description of its believed purpose, as well as the name of the Wayfinder who found it and brought it back. Next to many of the names, there is a small mark that you work out indicates died in the process.
Any of them got Hallis's name on him?
There is one here that does have Hallis Martain's name. It's not from Zendrick. It is a large carving that is clearly rudimentary, a rudimentary dragon's head, carved in a brilliant green stone with black veining through the stone. And it identifies as having oh my gosh, the word for what I wanted just...
What's the antonym? Maybe we can get there backwards.
I don't want to say gargoyle. It's a decorative piece of a structure, but...
Like a piece of a facade?
Yeah.
Relief.
That's good enough, yeah. Relief carving, yeah, it's fine. Relief carving Arganessen, which is another continent further to the, at its nearer angle, further to the east. And it is believed to be the continent of dragons, but it's the continent where no one goes, and it's possible they're all making it up.
Nobody comes back alive from the forgotten land of Arganessen, except for Hallis Martain.
It's got a little bit of an Atlantis feel to it in stories. Okay. So walking through this sort of display area that really has the feel of a museum and the care of a museum, you can see that there are stairs, spiraling staircases built up to other sections, and that the massive open interior is just crisscrossed with causeways and staircases to the various constructed sections of the facility. And as you move through the museum portion towards a large front desk, more or less, you see that behind the desk, looking through an enormous tome, there is a figure. She is clearly feminine, but also clearly a shifter, but of a very, very different kind from Shade or Harith. Shade would immediately identify this shifter as a beast hide shifter, and these are shifters that derive themselves from animals whose primary feature is tough, as opposed to agile or aggressive or something like that. She has brown skin, light brown skin, and red hair that's very, very coarse, almost bristly, in a tight mohawk running across the back of her head, or across the top and down the back of her head. The hair is graying in places. She has a very strong, angular jaw and broad shoulders, and looks aging, but still like she could pick either one of you up and throw you across the room.
Okay, then.
Which apparently is something else Ari's into.
It might be quicker for me to go over what he's not into.
I was just going to say, that list we have not even
That's
started.
Probably, yeah. Anyway.
Don't need to get demonetized yet, though.
Right.
She has to be monetized first.
She looks up as you approach and straightens and closes the large book. She says, "Welcome to the Wayfinder Foundation. What can I do for you?"
Hello there. We are inquiring after Hallis Martin.
He'll correct you.
I bet. What's your name?
I'm Carva. Kharva.
K-H.
You're welcome, Laura.
Just about to say that. I was just about to say that.
Oh, well, my name's Ari, and my friend here is giving Shade the opportunity to introduce herself.
Shade.
All right. What do you want with Hollis?
We had we met him on the street not too long ago, and he told us to, if we ever needed anything, to come asking after him here. And we were coming to ask after him.
All right. Give me a moment.
Thank you.
And she steps over to a table behind her that has what might be a fully spherical stone set into it, but you can only see the top curved dome of it. And she sets her hand on it and rotates it a few times, and then lays her hand on the top of it, and you can see glyphs begin to glow on the stone. I have a couple of townies here looking for Alice Martin.
I don't appreciate the term townie, but that's fine.
Are you
says
from the
to
town?
Shade. Ari says
Do
to
they?
Shade under his breath.
Okay.
That means they think we belong here.
I guess that's fair. Certain pejorative to it.
Hey, do you think, Ari, do you...
He says
Do you think this-
they say you encountered them in the streets. He says he encounters a lot of people in the streets.
The mummy.
He doesn't have time for autographs right now.
The mummy incident.
An incident with a mummy. He wants to know which one.
The Irani one.
I want to hang with this guy.
That's not going to narrow it down.
I'm trying to think of what else we could
I mean, it was 2 months ago, or about 2 months ago. Or I guess maybe a little less than that, more like 6 weeks.
2 months ago, he let me take a bust from the wagon.
The more recent one. All right. And she takes her hand off. He'll be down in a moment.
Thank you.
He's up in the Eyrie.
Appreciate it. What were you saying, Shade?
Ari, do you think that maybe not today, because we have a timeline, but if we came back and asked about my nightmare, do you think he could help with that?
Possibly. You had another nightmare?
Oh yeah.
Or the one from a couple months ago?
The one where the cat lady spoke to me and told me to come find her?
Did you tell Ari about that?
That is an excellent question.
Don't
Not to my memory.
I don't recall you telling Ari. So, well, that's...
You talked to Calumbra about it, but I don't think you actually did bring it up to the group.
Oh.
Yep. Talk to the cat.
Well, that's... so there was a cat lady talking to you in the newest one.
She sensed me? Oh man, I totally should have told you about this.
Yeah.
She sensed me and she said, "Who's there?" And then I tried to hide, but I guess you can't hide in nightmare dream things that you are imagining.
I found that to be true. Yeah.
So then she said, I'm alive, which felt obvious, and then to come find her.
Come find her. Did the area that you were in look familiar in your nightmare? Like, was it somewhere you feel like you could track her down?
Familiar in the sense of I've had the nightmare of the same place over and over.
Now, when you say cat lady, we know Harish. Is that close to where we're aiming or no?
She is not a shifter. She had wings.
Okay, that's interesting. Never heard of a cat lady with wings. I mean, my nightmares are not nearly as interesting as yours. And also, your nightmare does not seem that scary, but...
The total destruction of an entire forest city was the scary part.
You left that part out in the overview you gave me before. So now
maybe we could work on summaries with the reading. Maybe that's a skill we could work on.
Highlighting the important points to cover. Right. Yeah.
I'm much better at reading now.
School.
Awesome. Excellent. Well, yeah. Now we'll go over the analysis now that we've gotten the foundation.
I certainly don't have enough of that in my life.
Now that your reading will ruin reading. Wow. What are your passive perceptions?
9.
Oh, mine's higher than that.
I would hope so.
15.
What?
15.
Better than that, loser.
15.
That's...
No.
Hallis could stab Ari right now and he still wouldn't be aware that he was there.
It's funny that you say no.
For the mummy.
Villain reveal. No. Shade, you notice out of the corner of your eye, Carva's eyebrow just sort of during this conversation.
Wait, do you know a winged cat lady?
Do I know a winged cat lady? That's not a shifter. Is it a tabaxi?
I don't think so. Do I know what that is?
Yeah, probably. They're not very common, but they are native to this area. Tabaxi are much more feline cat people. They are
Okay.
They are more like humanoid cats ocelots or humanoid, maybe
Angelical
humanoid.
Angelical
Nope, they're not that. They're not that. They're not that. Take 1 psychic damage. They're
Migraine. Sorry.
like, gosh.
Episode
Cat
Scott.
so much.
Humanoid ocelots.
Yeah.
I have no name to attribute to what I saw, right?
Probably not.
Okay. No?
So it's not just a person who looks cat-like and has wings.
No, it's sort of, but it's more like a cat who sort of looks like a person and has wings.
So like they walk on all fours, but they have a person face? Because that part sounds like a nightmare. That, no.
Are you talking about a sphinx?
I was about to say.
If I'm remembering this correctly.
Because it sounds like a
Ma-
sphinx.
Did it ask you any riddles?
Well, sort of. It told me to come find her, and I don't know where she is.
I don't think that's a riddle.
It would be
Oh.
like, where am I, if it was a riddle, I feel like.
Right, but there need to be clues, I think, if there was a riddle. Something about the
It might be a
the
bad
statement.
riddle.
But
Like, what's in my
sphinxes
pocket? Like, that would be a horrible riddle. Like,
sounds like a sphinx.
interesting.
I don't
Good
know what
to
it's doing
know.
in your dreams, but
Do they live in forest cities that were destroyed?
the only one I know of lives in Sharn and is a visiting professor at Morgrave University.
Do you know anything about any forest cities that were destroyed, Carva? Like, do the Wayfinders have anything about that?
Are you asking me if I know anything about destroyed cities in a forest?
Yes.
Yes, I know a lot of things about a lot of destroyed cities in the forest. It's sort of what we deal with here.
Sounds like
really
we are in
our-
the right place, Shade.
Our line of work is destroyed cities in the forest.
I think this is what we call a slam dunk.
And at that, you hear, really, our line of work is adventure. And Hallis comes striding down a staircase. He's got a beautifully embroidered half cape thrown over one shoulder. He's got his feathered hat on and strides across the room. Forgive
Harv
my
is answering my questions.
tardiness. In a conversation above. What
No
can I
worries.
do for you?
Apologies for imposing on your time.
Forgive me.
We had some questions
Indeed.
about Hakab Kalnek. Is that how it's pronounced?
Hakeb Kalnak, I believe.
Keb Kalnek.
The Obsidian City.
Yeah.
Indeed. And what may I do for you? You're
Well-
looking to fund an expedition, perhaps?
Right now, it's more academic in nature. We've been tasked with obtaining a map of some import involving the Obsidian City.
I see.
And the person that's tasked us with this believes that some aspect of the Obsidian City is the means to an end. And knowing this person, we have reason to believe that end may be destructive in nature. So we're trying to get a sense from somebody who perhaps has been there, or if not, is at least very knowledgeable about the true nature, not the touristy, kitschy version, but the actual Obsidian City. What may we be unleashing if we turn over a map of that
I see.
sort?
So you're looking to hire my services as a consultant?
Sure. Well, let's talk rates before we get too deep into this. I do not want to be billed at the end of this.
Well, let's see. I charge 1 gold an hour for consultancy.
Okay. I think we can swing that. So, as long as we stay on topic and focused. But yeah, do you know anything in that regard?
It's going to do it right here. Like, come. You're on the clock. Come on, quickly.
Great. That's great.
Oh, walking is okay.
He heads back up the stairs.
Thank you, Carva.
Right. Following Hallis, you ascend a sort of half spiral staircase up to a constructed floor that is like a very large enclosed balcony that sticks out of what was probably once a window in the wall of this temple. And Hallis leads you over. You can see there are several others at tables in the room, and he leads you over to a spot where you have a view of the city and the jungle beyond, and beckons you to seats and drops into one and takes off his hat and sets it on the arm of the chair. Then throws one leg over the other high arm of the chair, piratically, and considers you. Now that's better. Now what can I do for you?
Knowledge about the Obsidian City in actuality, and anything that you know of in that city that could potentially be destructive or of great interest to somebody that would seek to do harm to the dragon-marked houses.
Harm to the dragon-marked houses, you say?
Yep.
Fascinating.
NDA, getting NDA.
Well, to the dragon-marked houses in particular, I can think of nothing I've ever heard about the Obsidian City. But it was an important city of the Kulsir Dominion before its destruction. Nearly, I think, as important as Stormreach. We have some reason from Wayfinder descriptions of the city to believe that it housed one of the palaces of the emperors. The trouble, of course, is getting near it. As to what could be there, what you might find there, well, there's any number of things. The giants of the Kulsir Dominion were far, far beyond us technologically, and had immense arcane knowledge, and so there could be any number of things that might be turned into immense weapons there. The trouble, as I say, would be getting very near it. It is a hub of Sulat activity.
Now, one other piece of this puzzle is, in our interaction with the individual that's asking us to get this map, we did see him in possession of a amulet covered in giant script of elvish make, I would estimate.
Not surprising.
That he is now claiming is a key to this, that because he's now lost it, he needs the map to make up for it. It was like a shortcut, I think was the term he used.
Well, there are various magical powers that might be aided by possessing something from or attuned to the place you are trying to go.
Okay.
It could quite easily also, I suppose, have been magical in and of itself, that would guide you to a place or unlock something you need. If it was useful for finding the place, it could be anything from some sort of artifact that shows you how to get there, or simply a focus for some other magical ability that would get you to the location. These are all highly useful things in dealing with the Traveler's Curse. So I'm not surprised that your friend is concerned by the loss of it. But a mere map will not overcome the Traveler's Curse.
That's fair. 2 final questions. Well, not final, but if we obtain the map, they're expecting us day after tomorrow. Do you think that you might be able to glean anything from it from analyzing it, perhaps? Since I assume that you know your way around a map.
Quite possibly.
Okay.
I would certainly be willing to consult again and examine such a map for you.
And I'm assuming with your gold or Galifar per hour rate, we round up to the nearest hour.
Of course.
Of course. We've been talking for about 15 minutes now. Shade, do you want to talk about what we were talking about down in the lobby just so we fill out the rest of this hour?
Inspiration, Eric. Inspiration.
Yes. And then I describe my dream.
Yes.
Well, I mean, that would be a topic change. No, I'm just kidding. We're not like the houses.
Thank goodness.
That is a very strange dream.
Agreed. Does it sound like a place you're familiar with?
Well, I've never heard of a sphinx in Zendrick, but I only know of one sphinx, and I've only heard rumor of another, but not here, so the sphinx is an interesting element of the dream, but not one that I can really shed any light onto. We know just terribly little about them. And as one of the few people who's had a one-on-one conversation with Professor Flamewind at Moorgrave, they're not very informative when you ask. So...
That's smart.
City... I suppose it could be. City in the trees... could be lots of things. Some of the... I've encountered drow who have built their villages in treetops with bridges running from tree to tree to keep themselves safer from the more dangerous fauna on the ground in the forest, particularly in areas where particularly large predators tend to lurk. And I know there are a few other cultures that do that, but it's your description does not sound. It doesn't make the town sound simple. Of simple construction. You're not talking about just. Well,
it's beautiful.
There's a rundown old treehouse over in Southwatch. We're not talking about like that. It's not just a city full of
very nice tree house.
No, that's not what we're talking about. No.
Well, all right. But that's not.
But no, not like that one. No, it's
better.
Different.
Of more complex construction.
Yes.
Yes.
But it's the tree house here is like a house around a tree, but the city is like a city of the trees.
Oh, the trees themselves were the buildings.
Right. Philip,
is what
am I
you're
remembering
suggesting.
that correctly?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Canon now.
That is very different. Yes. All right. I'm gonna have him make a check.
I would say he'd probably want to push until he got a good result, I would think.
Right. I don't know. He's already been paid.
That's true.
All right. I heard a story once that many, many thousands of years ago, the giants encountered, and I say many thousands of years ago in the sense of, I don't know when this happened, if it happened at all. It may have been long before the Kulsir Dominion arose, some older culture of giants, perhaps. It's hard to say. That the giants encountered a Fey Spire. One of the drifting Fey cities that drifts back and forth between Eberron and Thelonis. And having done business with it for some time, or having done business with the giants for some time, this city viewed them as friendly, and so when coming into Eberron, they were open and happy to encounter them. But the story said that what they did not know is that time flows very differently in Thelonis than in Eberron, and since they had last visited, which was not long ago to them, it had been centuries, and the empire with which they had had relations had fallen and crumbled to dust, and a new empire had come, and this empire was dominated by more military, aggressive, conquering giants. And the giants attacked the city and razed it to the ground and took the inhabitants captive and enslaved them. And according to the story, at least, this is where the elves came from in Eberron, that all the elves today are, and presumably half-elves like myself and you, sir, are in some way descended from the victims of those captive elves that the giants took from this Fey Spire. In the story, the city is called She Tiras Tolai.
Do you want to spell that one?
Shae.
Yes.
She. Tiras. Tiras.
Yes.
Tolai. Tolai.
EI. One letter.
I wasn't even close. I started with SH and stopped.
I don't. I take consultancy very seriously, and I do try to give the best possible information that I can. And so I must emphasize here that I don't know if this story is true. And even if it were true, I would have no way to say with any surety that it has anything at all to do with your dream. The city you describe sounds Thelanian to me. the strangeness of the colors, the city, the people in the trees, the animals walking about upright. These are all the things that I would think of in a story. And he glances down to Calumbra, vibrantly colored fauna. All
That's a good boy.
sound fey to me. And so this is my best guess as to what that could have to do with Zendrick. Now, by your speech, I know that you are not a native of this continent. So, even if you were having dreams of a Fey Spire, you might be having dreams of an entirely different one. My understanding is that several of the Fey Spires are stuck here ever since the day of mourning. And so even if you are having some sort of connection through dreams to one of the Fey Spires, I think there's no reason to know whether it's here. But supposedly, the ruins of Shea Tiras Talai are somewhere out there in the jungle.
Awesome.
You get a lot of calls to go find him from people?
Not many people hear this. Not many people know the story that, as I heard it, I heard it from someone who was trying to hire a wayfinder for an expedition. The expedition went out under a different wayfinder than myself and did not return. Again, that sounds very ominous, but there are any number of things that could have caused that to happen that have nothing to do with the destination.
Fair enough. For the Wayfinders... Oh, go ahead.
I am very good at finding my way in the jungle.
She is.
Well, we do always recruit.
Do you all do a lot of shorter ventures, or is it mostly longer ventures that the Wayfinder does?
Oh, well, we're a business. We get hired for expeditions, often by governments, often by academic institutions, and a few occasionally by, though to be honest, rarely, by private individuals who are interested in retrieving such things. Occasionally, wayfinders will go out of their own accord in the hopes of reaping glory or sometimes monetary reward from discovering something entirely new. It was wayfinders that first mapped the icy lands far to the north, and wayfinders have traveled farther into the Zendrick jungle than any non-natives that I'm aware of.
And Arganesson, right?
Yes. I myself have reached the shores of Arganesson. I make no claims to have seen the interior, but I did sail along the shores and stopped and traded with one of the Saren tribes that I encountered. Fascinating people. I did not stay long enough to really understand them, but very, very different outlook.
Ain't that the way? Are you familiar with Forgotten Places, the map shop in the marketplace?
I'm aware of it.
Ever done any business there or no?
I've sold maps and other oddities there occasionally. Things that we didn't need for our collection, but which I found in the course of a dig or an excavation of some kind.
That's where we've been charged to go acquire the map. It's on Dragonhide, and Phil is asking for 500 gold pieces for it. So,
well, that's for a decent swatch of Dragonhide, not a terrible price, depending on the quality of the hide.
Okay, fair enough.
that ping was Esri going, "Oh no, too much information."
Well, Shade, you got any other questions? I think we're coming up on an
So
hour.
many. But I think I'm good.
All right. Mr. Martain, Hallis. Can I call you Hallis?
No.
Well, we're going to go convene with our compatriots, and will you be in office tomorrow, or are you heading out on an expedition soon?
I'll be here for a matter of probably another 2 weeks. I'm preparing an expedition, but not departing imminently.
Where are you going?
That would be telling.
Oh, come on. Fine. All right, Shade, you ready to go?
If I worked here, do I have to come here?
What do you mean?
Well, I like going into the jungle. I do not like coming to places with people.
Oh, well, it's quite a large place, and not especially crowded. This is where we plan expeditions, where we keep our archives for research purposes, and where we display the success of our expeditions. Our members are not obligated to stay here, though there is residency available for members who are in town for some time. But members are not obligated to stay here. This would be where a Wayfinder reports to, and where a Wayfinder receives support. We're a foundation. We're a club is too small a word, perhaps, but we are bound together by a love of adventure, by a love of going forth into the unknown, seeking what is beyond the horizon, over the next hill and through
What are you
the
looking
next
at?
forest. What?
You were just looking off into the middle distance while you were saying that.
Shade asked, "What are you looking at?"
Sorry, I was caught up in the moment. I just love adventuring so much. Sorry, I held it together.
All right.
Sorry.
For fear of venturing into the next hour before we have the map, I think we will let you have your time back. Thank you, Hallis, and we'll hopefully be back tomorrow to glean some more information from you.
So, you hired me for a gold.
Gotta
For
update
a-
my sheet real quick.
For a gold. And now you're going to go purchase a 500 gold piece map that you want me to then analyze. This is what I understand?
We're gonna go have a talk with the shopkeep and see if we can maybe haggle the price down. But yeah,
That's very interesting.
it is.
All right. Well, happy haggling, and we'll perhaps talk to you another time.
Indeed. And
I'll show you down. And he
thank you.
walks back down the stairs with you, and doffs his hat and bows elaborately at the foot of the stairs, and then turns and goes back up.
Thanks again, Carva.
Yes.
What?
Thank you, Carva.
Thank you for your help earlier in getting Hallis.
All right.
Cool. Ari turns to leave.
We got to talk to her, and it didn't cost us a gold.
That's true. That is true. I wonder what it would have cost to hire her as a consultant. Probably less than Hallis. I don't know. She might be knowledgeable. I just feel like Hallis upcharges for everything. How do you feel
as you are walking out? You do note a plaque on one of attached to the stones of the temple that simply says "The Nest" by Carva Cracked Tusk.
Okay. Noted. How do you feel after talking to Hallis about your dream? Yeah. Do you feel any better after talking to him?
I think we should go into the jungle and go find the ruins. Well, tomorrow.
That's one takeaway. We didn't set a rendezvous point with the others, so I guess we should just head to the treehouse.
Sure, you did.
Do you also think that maybe you should not have mentioned that the map was $500 and that we were gonna get it?
Yeah, once he brought it up and said it back to me, I was like, whoopsie. Maybe we don't tell Pog and Esri about the fact that I let that slip. Maybe we just keep that between us. Mostly because I don't want to hear Esri talk about it.
Esri will give you such a hard time.
I'm aware, which is why I don't want him to know about it.
Will try.
Thank you. That's all I can ask.
Okay.
If you feel like you're going to say something, just lightning lure him, and then we'll be good. And
Yeah. All right.
As I meet back up with Pog, I'm presuming I can.
Yeah.
Fiddling with my new map now. Paper cut.
Trying to fold it again.
What do I do? I'll just let it. I'll just bleed it out. In the end, it should probably just become numb.
Esri.
Yeah.
Over
Yeah.
here. Back here behind us. Over here. Come back here.
Where? You're right. What? Okay.
Come back here behind in the alley.
I was already talking to you. I don't.
I wasn't listening. Okay.
Yeah.
So, it closes at 8 o'clock. I can go in and stay there after he leaves
Paul.
and then steal the map.
Wait, what? How?
I can be invisible.
Okay.
As long as no one looks at me.
What?
I can stand so perfectly still that I'm invisible.
My first question is, huh? My
Me
second
too.
question, well, not question. It's actually going to be a little more complicated than that. There's quite a few magical alarms in there, and
But he won't be here.
But he will know if things are being
Tomorrow.
taken. No. At the moment it happens.
Okay. But he
So we're
won't be
going
here.
to have to. So you're just thinking you can just grab it and run, even though the alarms will be triggered.
Yeah.
We really don't need to talk about this here.
That's why I pulled you into the alley.
Right, even here, we should go back and talk about.
We don't have that much time. It closes at 8 o'clock. Then it's a locked up shop. And then we have to break into it.
I see your point. This.
You're losing a lot of blood, and I like it.
No, look, it's one step closer to healing. It's fine.
Do you have an idea?
Basically, go back and talk about it, and then yes, come back and break in.
So you want to do my idea after we take a long time to make my idea harder?
No, we should probably plan on
Your
how to
part of
deal
the idea is a bad part.
We should probably come up with a way to deal with the alarms.
Run away. Do we don't know
You really want to
anybody
do
that
this?
does alarm magic. No, I don't want to do this, Esri. I don't want to do this at all. I haven't wanted to do today at all. But if we're gonna do today, let's do it.
Okay. How long are you going to wait?
Well,
How are you? Oh, I feel like I'm gonna faint. Actually. Yeah. How long are you gonna be in there invisible? How long can you? When can you become invisible?
I will talk about that later, but it's very new. But I think like an hour. If I really think about it hard, for like an hour, I can stay invisible.
So what if he chooses to stay open late tonight? You're just...
Well, then I leave.
Okay. No, that's good. That's good. That's good thinking.
An hour.
Sure.
Or you can hit him in the back of the head with a stick.
I don't want to hit him with a stick. He seems like a decent person.
I don't want to steal his dragon skin map, but we have to do things.
There's so very little I can do to help with this.
Oh, yeah, we all know that. Oh, I mean, don't worry. We'll take care of it.
Wow.
Pog. One date with Solarka, and all of a sudden it's Mr. Confident Sassy Pants over here.
Your
He's
wound
about
is
to cast charm
cauterized.
person on me. I'm about to be charmed, and I can't resist it at all.
I just wanted to
Didn't prepare that today.
Philip, that was a very good burn joke, and I did
It
not
was
want
good.
it to go
That was
in-
solid.
Thank you.
That was solid.
What time is it now?
there's-
How much? What?
I mean, you were in there a bit. It's probably 5:30.
Okay.
2.5 hours.
You're going to
Come
have
on, guys.
You're going to have to time this very precisely, so that you can wait as long as possible.
Then you can go in right before he closes. That way, the little door ding happens for you, and I'll be right next to you. And then you talk to him, leave, and he closes like normal. And then I'll just hide in a corner.
What am I gonna say when I get there? What am I going to be doing?
Ask
I
him.
only have like 20 gold.
Well, no, you asked him map questions and made him talk earlier. Ask more map questions. You could tell him his map is wrong and then try to take him to where the map is wrong. I don't know. Just
It's actually rather clever. Okay. If that's what you want to try. Boy, this is... Okay.
okay.
Sure.
So we're doing this.
Oh, I need a place for my head.
Okay. Okay, so you guys are going to wait in the marketplace for a couple more hours.
Till
and
just before
then
closing.
go in 10 minutes, 15 minutes before closing. All right.
I mean, surely after an hour of waiting, Ari should be like, "What the heck is taking them so long?" Like,
That's true. I mean, you
they're
would
waiting
probably
2.5 hours.
I mean, you guys spent an hour at.
Eric hates this plan so much. He is
I don't
trying
hate
so
it.
hard.
I don't hate it.
I saw your face.
So you guys,
It's a great plan if Shade was doing it.
you guys are probably heading back to the treehouse a little before 6. So you're crossing the city back to the treehouse and finding that they're not there. And what?
Really thought they would have beat us back here. They were just going to case the place.
We had to go much, much further than they did.
We literally walked past where they were going.
Yo.
I mean, do we just wait? Think that it took them a while, or do we head to the market and see if they're hung up on something?
Shade's rolling. I mean, Esri and Pog are very good idea people. And so I think they're fine.
A different argument might have made Ari go, okay, yeah, you're probably like, oh, they probably just got hung up on something. We said we would meet here, but they're good idea people.
Shade standards, man, there.
Yeah, I mean, okay, Ari would be willing to hang out for like and wait and see if they get back. Probably
All right.
for another hour or so, and then he would start getting worried.
Well, by that time, their plan will be in motion.
I know.
We're going.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You said their plan.
Don't back out. You're
signed off
co-signed
on
on
it.
this
You
thing.
signed off on it.
You're co-signed on this.
This is
It's
this
happened.
is the heist by Pog with Esri. Is what the cover of this heist looks
Near Esri. Around Esri.
You didn't stop it. You could have stopped it.
like. All right.
A
Breaking the
willing
habit, okay?
participant.
All right. So we're coming up on our time, but we'll know whether this is going to go catastrophically wrong, and I'm going to end on a quick cliffhanger in a very short amount of time. So we're going to let this implement and see whether it goes catastrophically wrong, and I can end on a fun cliffhanger.
Oh boy.
So this will be delightful. All right. So.
Okay, since you said
it's-
that, just real quick Arcana knowledge check. Do alarms alert you to invisibility just naturally? Just like by
They don't.
themselves?
They don't. No, I mean they will
Okay.
ding when a creature crosses them. Like I mean,
Sure.
it's like the magical equivalent of a little laser beam. So
So it's
your thought in theory is plausible.
So our
it's not like I just
10-1
missed something
entry
super
plan
obvious.
could work.
It's conceivably doable. Yeah.
Start
So you're telling me there's a chance?
invisible,
There is a
invisible, invisible.
I'm invisible.
no.
Can you see me?
No. Okay. So it gets to be about 7:45, and you two begin approaching. Pog, you activate your invisibility. So what Esri sees is this figure that occasionally haunts Pog, sort of step out of Pog, and this is the first time you've gotten to see it where you really have the opportunity to actually observe. And what you see is a figure slightly taller than Pog, hooded and cloaked, but of the same sort of heavy build as Pog, and with thick braids of hair hanging down out of the hood of the cloak. And the figure simply casts a fold of the cloak over Pog, and Pog vanishes.
Just so everyone at home knows, I don't know what Philip is doing with this mechanic. For the this is genuine news to me. So I'm fascinated right now.
Without looking directly at the empty space, Pog, do you see that when it happens?
Yes. No. See what? I'm invisible. You can still see me.
It's been weeks. We really should have this talk.
What talk? I know.
Yeah.
That talk.
Yeah.
Ari gave me that talk.
What? No. This is no talk Ari can give you.
Oh. I only have an hour. We should do this later.
Yeah.
All right.
I walk in.
All right.
and
So you're walking in and you're trying to coordinate your step in as best you can. So this is not a very hard DC, but I need you both to give me a dexterity check.
Straight dexterity?
It's just a straight dexterity check.
16.
Oh. Can I push this?
Yes, you can.
You better.
Yeah, I have to.
Like salt and pepper.
Oh my lord. Okay. 17.
Okay. You step through and you hear a single bing.
Yes.
Oh, we hear it.
Pog says yes.
And the half-elf steps like, I'm just about... Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm
wrong
back!
person. I am just
As
about
he
to
says
close.
yes. Yell it.
Oh, you are back.
I'm sorry, I did not... I
Hope
was
the
in
map
such a rush. I
serves you
didn't
well.
get your name earlier.
Sneaking along that
Mine.
side wall right as we enter.
My name? Is that... You came back for my name? That's very... flattering, I suppose.
What is it?
No, sorry. Forgive me. My name is Bryn. You're Corvus.
I felt like I needed to come, say thank you. You were so helpful. You have such a beautiful shop. There were a couple errors on this map, but
Made
it was
to the
not a
corner,
big deal.
Touching
Not
the
a big
wall,
deal.
Standing in front of it.
I got around, but I can show you. Would you like me to take you to see where these problems are?
Where do you think these errors are? Pog, make a stealth check with advantage.
How did I manage to have a +2 in stealth?
You got dexterity.
18.
And the Bryn starts looking at the map and asking you to point out where you think there are errors.
Yes, right. Let's see. Well, I have to retrace my steps.
Now, Esri, make a deception check.
Okay. I really meant to cast this before we went in. Ugh. Okay. Not on me. I meant to cast invincibility on Pog. $10.
Okay.
I think you want to say something right now, Esri.
He's about to roll the dice.
Ezra's not good at lying.
Then push the roll.
Bryn looks at you. And sort of glances around the room. What exactly have you come back for again?
Okay, I was just wondering if you wanted to go spend some time out
Nice. Yep.
on the town. It would be great if you're closing soon. I thought
Just untoward of nothing in the treehouse, Shade sees Ari go, nice. Just
You know, I'm sorry. I'm not good at this. Silly idea.
Make another deception check with advantage.
or
We're playing cards
know
with
what
Cal.
Esri wants.
I'm
Okay.
fairly certain that Esri did not come here for a date.
First one was a natural 2. Second one was a natural 1. I
I do
guess
not- You'll push?
I will push that because that's. I'm
Roll
more
again with-
charismatic
roll again with
than
advantage.
that. That is a further natural 1.
You have advantage on the roll.
13 total.
Wait, what's the final result here?
13.
13. All right.
2 ones?
Yep. And a 2.
And a 2.
Flattering as that is, I have had a long day and will perhaps another time.
Of course. Right. Yeah, Bryn, I'm gonna go. Sorry.
Very good.
I do like the map.
Bryn just
All right.
makes that noise. Bing.
I just get around the corner.
And Pog got to witness Esri's attempt at flirting.
Not gonna get lived down.
Pog, you stand still in the corner as you watch Bryn go through the process of closing the shop. And eventually, Bryn leaves. You hear the shop lock. You are alone in the shop. What is the game plan?
I would love to know also.
Are you going to try to pick the lock? Or is it a smash and grab kind of job?
At the end of the hour of invisibility,
Right.
Pog is going to slowly walk to the front door, where the windows are, and just take a look, just a peek.
Make a
Make sure
perception
he's
check.
out of sight.
I feel like
That's a 19.
You see that there are members of the Stormreach Guard walking every now and again past in the marketplace. This is the heart of the Stormlord's influence, so the Guard actually gives a crap what goes on here. So not, it's not swarming with police. This isn't this isn't a police
They're on
state.
patrol.
But there are guards patrolling the.
So
these
I
streets.
have like all night. Can I get a sense of time of to how long I have in between them passing?
With a 19, you can get a basic sense of it. Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna go to the case. I'm gonna take an hour and a half of watching to get that pattern, get that time down, because the later the better.
Ari and Shade would be in the market by this point, looking
Yes,
for people.
Ari and Shade are almost certainly looking for their friends by now.
Well, one of them's locked in a closed shop. The other one's hiding in an alley.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough to find us.
Shade is very good at finding people.
And we'll deal with, because there's really not anything you can do for Pog. So
Oh no, I'm in it.
True.
Ari and Shade don't,
So
but we know.
I know. So we'll deal with that.
I've just been scrolling up and down my spell list this whole time. Like, how can I help with cure wounds? I don't know.
Do you have an oak? Paul, give me an insight check.
Oh man.
I kill things and I heal things. These are my skills.
I'm pushing that. 17.
Okay. You feel like you have a decent idea of the timing.
Okay. I want to go over to the case, and get a feel on the lock. Does it feel breakable to slide?
You don't feel like you could easily just force it. It's a fairly small piece of metal. So could you break it with enough force applied to it? Sure. But probably not just like by jerking against the... You feel like you're more likely to just pull the back panel off than to break the lock.
That's also an option because I have 2 hand axes with me as well, so I can pry if need be.
It is also a glass case.
Yeah, that's my. I'd like to save him expense if possible, but I'm willing to
How
bash.
thoughtful.
Is there a back door?
You don't know. There is a door into the back of the room, into the back of the store. There's a door
so
into a
much
back
temptation
room.
here.
This morose sad violin is Ari's music.
We have some heist music here.
This is not Pog music. This is definitely... Here we go.
What's unfortunate is when right before you close the music window, I muted it, so it's going to be a huge adventure for me to find out what the music is for this episode. Okay, front door. Does it just unlock for me? Is there just a turn lock?
The front door? Yeah, it just has there's a deadbolt.
Okay. As soon as I am at the midway point between the patrol guard, sorry, Eric, it's the Pog play. I really want to check that back room. I really want to see if I can see anything back there, but this
Sure was
job.
There was a map I really kind of wanted just to...
We gotta do. I'm gonna use one of my hand axes. I'm gonna smash the glass, grab the map, and run.
Okay, so as soon as you smash the glass, make
room
a dexterity saving throw. Oh wait, no, it's not dexterity. I apologize. Hang on.
Shade, we're about to know where Pog
man.
is.
Yes,
Really
we are.
wish it was
Well,
a dex
yeah,
saving
that's
throw.
very true.
Yes, we are.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh God. Can we go back to Dex?
Nope.
Okay, 17.
Oh.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
All right, there is a flash of arcane energy, and nothing happens to you.
Nothing.
Does the
But
glass
there
break?
is glass breaks. There is also immediately a high pitched.
Grab and run. Grab and run. I grab
I
and
can
run
hear
out the
this
front door.
from around the corner.
As you blow through the door, it also begins going. And
Sprinting.
you hear the sounds of, London Victorian police whistles and running feet as you bolt. And, "Oi! Stop!"
No.
And that is where we will pick up next time. Oh, man.
Thank
love
God
it
no other
when-
members of the party fully implicated the group in a smash and grab robbery of
Just-
this particular map.
Love it. Just love it.
I'm so glad they're running past Esri, though. I have faith. I've got faith.
So, well, we'll find out what Esri and Shade and Ari have been up to on our next episode.
I just want to point out, in case you don't know,
Killing
Colin,
cops the whole time.
druids have to choose which spells they have every day at the top of the day. Mm-hmm. So not having known what we were doing,
And we had a whole other day to do it also.
I'm just saying, next time, when things are expected,
Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Oh,
Just
after
saying.
this day, Ari's days of, hey, let's cover more
Alright.
ground by splitting up are over.
I cannot believe you resisted that save. It had a hold person trap on it.
Oh no! Oh no! That would have been so bad.
That would have been outstanding.
Oh, would that
you,
have been
Dice
bad,
God.
Colin? Would that have been bad? If that
Way
would've
worse
happened?
than this. This is fine. We're fine.
mean-
what are you worried about? It's a
I could have helped with
I
that.
have dark vision. We're
Anyway,
good.
thank you for watching this somewhat long episode of Khyber Shards.
I'm sure the
if
real
you'd like to
broken
get
up
in touch
about
with
the
us, yeah, I know. If you'd like to get in touch with us, I'm just apologizing to Colin mostly. If you'd like to get in touch with us, you can comment below. You can also find links to all of our socials where we are the Geek Pantheon, as well as to our Discord in the description below. You can see Eric streaming at twitch.tv/the Geek Pantheon on Sunday mornings, Monday and Tuesday nights. And you can see Colin streaming at twitch.tv/sorrybtr. The O is a 0 whenever his life allows whenever life allows him to. That was nice. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and we can't wait to see you next time. This has been Khyber Shards. I'm Philip.
I'm Eric.
I'm Colin.
I'm alright. Dang it, I was gonna do it right. I'm just flustered.
Colin did this to us knowing that we don't record for like a month and a half after this. So we just have to sit with this
And I'm
also.
going straight to bed. We're not even talking after
And
this.
Shade's plans are better.
Thank you for rolling with us.